Alright, BobalosRex here. In today's video, I just want to have a small little conversation about the Dracthyr and Evokers a little bit, and what do I want for them before the end of Dragonflight. Because if the past is anything to tell us, story for expansion, additional character, essentially pandas for Mop. How much panda story did we get after Mop? Not much. Demon Hunters. How much Demon Hunter stories did we get after Legion? Not much. You know? You can say the same about Covenants. You can say the same about Class Halls. We haven't had Class Hall lore. The Blood Elves and the Draenei have gotten some lore. Or the Blood Elves have. In Heritage Armors, that started to give us lore. Worgen and Goblins. Goblins got something. Worgens just got something. But what I'm thinking about is where are we going to leave the Dracthyr? We got pre-patch for the War Within in 10.2.7 to give the Dracthyr anything before we get out of here. You know, until maybe down the line where they may want to spread out the Evoker class, which I do have an interesting way for that, and I'm going to link that video and my other Dracthyr video on this subject in the description. But I really just wanted to talk about Dracthyr before the end of Dragonflight, because right now all the Dracthyr have is this building. Alright, Emberthal is collecting the Dracthyr, the Sundered Flame. She's kind of rebuilding her Kretch in a way. You know, we got the Alliance Dracthyr and the Horde Dracthyr leaders. So the Alliance have some, the Horde have some that have joined them. You know, so there's a lot of Dracthyr running around. Some have joined the flights. We know that. So where are we going to leave the Dracthyr? What do I want myself personally to see before the end? So let's talk about it. So, Adamantia. We freed a very specific black dragon, aka Adamantia, aka the Dracthyr's mother. If you recall up here, we freed her. Where was she at? She was like in here. So, we freed Adamantia, and she kind of been who knows where. You know, we haven't seen her since. How are Ebenthal and the new Black Dragon aspect getting along? Ebonhorn. And, well, no. What's this dragon name? Abyssian. Yeah, so we got Abyssian. What is he doing? What are him and Emberthal getting up to? You can see here, Emberthal's hanging out with Desrin, who is Sarkareth's number 2. We have started to integrate the Sundered Flame back into the other Dracthyr. And where do we go from here? You know, are the Dracthyr going to be stuck in this little house? You know, are we going to get our own little area? You know, can we go back to the Forbidden Reach? We've been thinking the Dracthyr, we're going to get more classes. And we still haven't seen it. And that brings into one of my main points. Where are more classes for Dracthyr? I've always wanted Evokers for their classes using Visage form to give us Evoker for other races. So, like, if I wanted to be a Night Elf Evoker, I would have a Night Elf Visage, but then be able to play an Evoker that turns into a dragon. You know, that's the way I've always seen them adding Evoker to other races. But as far as classes to Dracthyr, That should be easy. Warriors, rogues, mages, priests, hunters, monk, all easy. Those are all the classes, except for warlock, that everyone can already be. Well, warlock and paladin. And now let's get to that. So warlock, easy. Just let the demon... When the warlock thing went out, a Dracthyr got the paper and was like, what? I can be a warlock? Let's go to the Dark Moon Fair. That happened during Dragonflight, so that could work there. A Death Knight, you know what I thought was cool for Death Knight? What Death Knight do we know has been running across the Dragon Isles? What Death Knight has probably killed some of the Sundered Flame? The player character. The player character could have raised a couple of Dracthyrs, sent them off to Acaris, sent them off to Bolvar. Like, hey, I can send you some bodies. You know? Shaman, we've already... That's Primalist. That's the easy one. And we got Druid. We've already seen some green dragons joining. We can already see Dracthyr joining the green dragons. How you get Druid... How you can get Dracthyr teaming up with the Emerald Dragons to get a Druid Dracthyr. I can see that connection. You can have some more Dragon Kitty form. You know, something like that. That could work. Because I do think if we get new Druids, they should have the new forms. For Paladins, you can have some Dracthyr join Tyr. What's Tyr doing? We still got a couple of missing plot threads that we thought would be... I thought they'd be finished up by 2.6, maybe 2.7. We'll get some of these plot threads tied up. Get our Paladins. Dracthyr Paladins. Very easy. Just a couple of teamed up with Tyr. And then... Demon Hunter, I've already told you how we get Demon Hunter, so that's not even this expansion. But I would love to see the classes open for Dracthyr. They deserve it at this point. We're at the end of the expansion. We can pick up a sword and be a warrior. Like, come on. Alright. I've already talked about Evokers. You know, we got... Are we going to get a city in Valdrakken? Are we going to get a city in the Forbidden Reach? Or an Order Hall in the Forbidden Reach? Like, I'd be for that, but I at least want the Dracthyr to have, like, a place. Like, are the Dracthyr gonna get a spot, a little spot in Orgrimmar and Stormwind? You know, that brings up my next point. How are the Alliance and Horde treating the Dracthyr? Right now, we haven't really seen them interact. The only reaction to the Dracthyr I can remember is the anti-dragon stuff coming from Turellian. And I guess there was like anti-dragon people in the Horde. But it's like, how are they treating the Dracthyr? Are the Dracthyr gonna be treated like the Pandaren? Hey, there's a Dracthyr leader, but we don't really talk to them. Whatever. You know? That's why I'm hoping we get some stuff tied up by the end of this expansion, so the Dracthyr aren't just left empty. But the main thing is more classes. The Dracthyr need more classes. I have a whole nother video just talking about that, man. Where are our classes? You know, and if you want to hear about my Visage, using Visage form to get us Evokers, I have a video on that too. But Dracthyr need this stuff finished up before Dragonflight. Before we get forgotten. I don't know how many Dracthyr / Evoker players there are, but I know we'll get more Dracthyr if we can at least get more classes. Think about that. Every Dracthyr player is an Evoker. So not only it's more specific than Demon Hunters, right? And yet I think Evoker has a sizable population, right? Because if there's more Evokers than Monks, then they did good. Because Monk, you could be anything. Evoker, you gotta be a dang dragon. You know? And then if you want to be a Dracthyr, you gotta be a dang Evoker. So, hopefully Dracthyr gets some more love in these last 2 patches. Well, last patch, and then hopefully by the War Within. I think that picture of the Evoker, or not the Evoker, the Dracthyr Druid may be legit. And we're gonna have Dracthyr as other classes in the War Within pre-patch, which is partly why I want to get this video out now. I was thinking about it now, is when we get that War Within Alpha, because we got like 2 more weeks to get the Alpha before Season 4. Are we going to see a Dracthyr as other classes in that Alpha? I guess we'll know within the next 2 weeks. But yeah, I've rambled enough. This wasn't supposed to be a long lore rant or anything. I just wanted to talk about the Dracthyr. I don't even think I'm calling it a lore rant. But thank you for listening. Hopefully we get these last few things looked into before the Dracthyr get forgotten. But anyways, I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.